Big shout to the ghosts and the ghost sets. Welcome to Sose the Ghost TV, which is sponsored by Demons Row, the holy grail of MC culture. Today we're gonna go on a ride and we're gonna talk about being a 1%er prospect, which is way different from being a 99. You're on call, you're getting calls all the time. If they tell you it's time to go and you don't go, you're out. Like it's a way different level of the type of dedication that it takes. And I have personally done it. I have personally sat at those tables. I have personally put that work in. So we're gonna go for this ride. But the first thing I want you to do, like we always do on this channel, is to hit me with that pound ghost spin. Big shout to the ghosts and the ghost sets. Today we're going to talk about being a 1%er prospecting for a diamond club. It is a lot different than just doing it for 99. If it's a traditional club, it's very strict too. But when you're a 1%er prospect, it's basically like being on call 24/7. And one thing I'm going to say, one tip that's a very important tip. And this is more relevant to people that are like on the East Coast or, but Cali gets cold too, so it really depends. But if you're a prospect, you remember you're trying to join an MC. And what do they do in MCs? They ride motorcycles. So the most important thing, I don't care what your club is doing. There are situations where a lot of people are in cages. And this is even a problem in itself that a lot of 1%ers don't like, that, people being in cages so much when it comes to club stuff. But it doesn't matter if everybody else is in a cage. You need to pull up to those events, to the clubhouse on twos. Make that a priority. That right there in itself is going to give you a leg up on everybody. And I want to give just more game than just, like the regular stuff that people talk about. I think the most important thing to me with being a prospect is take initiative. Instead of feeling like somebody, like a fully patched member, asks you something in a way that you didn't like or something like that. And it all depends on people's attitudes too. Some people come in with a great attitude and understand, listen, I'm here to earn my stripes and none of that bothers me, Then you got your pride and your ego people. Listen, I take responsibility in that. I got some ego and I got some pride. So sometimes you don't want to hear certain things. When you're a prospect, if you say, oh, let me get that, they're going to stop asking you and they're going to start giving it to another prospect that's lazy as fuck. That's what they're going to do. You know what I mean? Because they're going to say, he always goes the extra mile, and you're going to earn favor like that. You know what I mean? And to me, like, when you're prospecting, learn about the history, study people, because once you're fully patched, so much stuff goes on that you really don't have time for that no more. So you really want to learn about the club, when it started, the history. Start seeing who's who too. Don't get caught up in factions because this one's talking about this one behind their back. I see a lot of that, because then if you pick the wrong side, it'll fall back on you. And always remember, when you're a prospect, you are not a brother yet. So if you start playing a certain faction and then you get into an argument with that other faction, now you are a prospect arguing with a fully patch, and they're gonna take their brother side over you because you are not a brother yet. So that's one thing people gotta understand. Like, the word is thrown around. We say brother, stuff like that, as a term of endearment, or however you want to call it. If you're not a fully patched member, you are not a brother yet. Even though some people will have massive love for you, do not confuse that. Another important thing to me is, if you're a prospect, have your boots on and be ready to go, because a lot of prospects, they want to bring their girlfriends around and all that. I say, until you're fully patched, and I know it's a long period of time, but you really want this, right? So if you really want this, leave your girlfriend at home. You're there to put in work and be ready to put in work if ever something should happen. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying put in work as far as cleaning up or whatever they need you to do. But if you're out at an event and they put you on a VP or or they put you on a president or something, you want to be able to, you want to be on point and be ready to be active. If you bring a girl, you're not going to be able to pay attention to her like that, and it's going to be a distraction. You don't need that. So just be suited and booted and ready to go. And to me, one of the most important things is not joking around. I find that to be the most important thing. Like when you're a prospect, and I'm not saying try to be something that you're not. Be who you are at all times, but say less. Say less. The more you say things, the more they start figuring out who you really are. And that might be a good thing for certain people, because if you're not built for it, they can find out and then they know, and you won't be a fully patched member. But I've known people that listen to my advice. I just tell them, look, I really like you. You're a good brother. I'm going to tell you a little bit of advice. Stop joking around so much. They're going to start thinking you soft, and they're already starting to talk to you in a certain way. And whenever I tell somebody that and they listen to it, because, I'm going to be honest, a lot of times when I've told people that advice, they listen and they just bulk up a little and they just keep it super serious. People start respecting them. The jokes, like the people that I've told that to, that I actually took a liking to and said, listen, I feel like you're a good brother, but you're joking around too much. You letting people talk to you in a certain way. A man of respect won't carry yourself like that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the biggest advice. Have your game face on. And I'm not saying to act like you're a super killer if you're not able to back that up. Be yourself, but keep a little mystique by not joking around. Because when you joke around with people, you open the door for them to say something that you don't like. So when they say something you don't like, now they're looking for your reaction. How did he act when we said whatever we said? You know what I mean? So that's a very important one. And just be careful with the politics and watch these clubs, because it's a lot of brothers talking bad about other brothers and stuff like that. If you're out somewhere, I'm prospect so-and-so, say your name of your club, you know what I mean? Don't use your street name, none of that. Just prospect so-and-so, whatever the name of your club is. Keep it like that. Let me know a prospect story in the comments. Big shout to everybody out there. Share this with them prospects so they can learn a couple things. So I hope you enjoyed that ride. Make sure you hit me in the comments. Let me know any topics that you want me to cover from, any experience that I've been through. I might do another Sergeant of Arms, start doing the whole board, all the other club stuff. And non-club stuff too. Let's talk about whatever you want to talk about. Hit me in the comments and let me know. Follow our second page, Demons Row. If you want to support the show, all the links are in the description. Always get your Demons Row clothing. Go to www.demonsrow.com. And thank you for tuning in to Sose the Ghost TV, which is sponsored by Demons Row, the holy grail of MC culture. And oh yeah, we ghosting, baby.